Hey everybody, doing a little close-up stream here. I talked to you yesterday. Bleh, bleh. This is my first cup of coffee, and you can see it's not empty yet. So you'll have to forgive me if I'm not entirely together yet. Um, so I talked to you yesterday about Brooke and Pebble, and what I think about what's going on with their relationship, and how we really want to get Brooke adopted. That's what I was asking for yesterday. And I'm still asking for it. I'd still like, obviously, for Brooke to get adopted because that will still make my life much easier. But I got a lot to talk about because a lot has developed since then. So I think I hinted at this in yesterday's close up, but I was going to take the door off of the annex and replace it with one of the glass doors that you guys have seen that we use all the time. We use them in the main room, we used them at the old house. We think they're a real good way for us to let our new mom cats and kittens sort of meet the faculty before they have to get together. So, um, yesterday I took Pebble and Brooke and put them in the master bedroom. I took the door off of the annex. I put a glass door on the annex. I was completely successful, by the way. I'm very proud of myself. I've never done that, but it worked great on the first try, and I'm happy about it. Unfortunately, Brooke and Pebble don't seem like they're as happy about it. Now, it was not really just the door that's the problem. Um, Brooke was hissing at Pebble when they were in the master bedroom, and then when we brought them back into the annex, Brooke was actually a little aggressive and hissy towards Pebble. More than just the playfulness that I mentioned on yesterday's stream, she was clearly a little bit angry and didn't want Pebble around. And we tried. I tried several times to get her over that. I gave her plenty of time. I hung out with them all night, all evening, I should say. Kept an eye on them and tried to get them acclimated to each other once again. But Brooke was not having it. She just wasn't. So in the end, I had to make the tough call, and I took Pebble out. And Pebble spent the night in the master bedroom with us, and this is her new little home, I guess, mobile home. She's got a mobile home right now. Uh, DJ was calling it the space station because that's what we called the mobile home that Charlie lived in when we met him because his was very futuristic. This one's actually even cooler in a way. It's a backpack and one of those luggage carts like you wheel through the airport, so it's got wheels on it. And like I said, it also works as a backpack. It's very cool. It's a nice carrier, but we don't use it for our regular cats, so it's a nice chance for us to use it. Anyway, so just before I started the close-up stream, I took Pebble back into the annex to see her mom and see if mom was feeling any better about having a kitten this morning. And she's not yet. Now, that doesn't mean I'm giving up completely, obviously. We're going to try to get Brooke to be in a calmer place and to meet her kitten. I put a Feel Away diffuser in there this morning. I sprayed around a little bit of the Feel Away. I don't know if that stuff works or not, but I know we've used it in the past, and I know a lot of people swear by it, so can't hurt to try, right? Um, and I think I'm going to go ahead and schedule Brooke for a spay too. And also, considering that she's not nursing, there may be a possibility of us trying a little bit of chemical intervention. Give her something to calm her down, like gabapentin or something. I'll run that by the vet today when I talk to her. That's what we use when Custard gets too aggressive with the other cats. I give him 50 milligrams of gabapentin, and that works out. I see Cheryl asking, "Do you think it's because Brooke is in heat?" It could be a factor. It may be. It may not be. I don't honestly know, and it's not directly something that matters. All that really matters is the way that she's acting, whatever the reason. But obviously, if we know the reason, that might give us better options to address it. But I am calling the vet today to try to get her in for a spay as soon as we can, regardless. So we're going to attack that angle also. And if that is part of the reason, then we'll address it that way. But the trouble with that is if that is part of the reason, I don't think we're going to be able to do anything about it in time. And what I mean by that is, if we get her scheduled, probably the earliest we could possibly get her scheduled for a spay would be next week, and it may not even be that soon if the vet thinks, well, we need to get her more vaccines first, or we need to do something else first. It may be even longer than that. And I think by the time that little Pebble here has been away from her mom for a week, um, getting them together, just the longer you go that they're apart, the harder it's going to be to bring them back together again, I guess is basically what I'm suggesting. So that doesn't mean, like I said, that we're going to give up. We're going to keep working on it. We're going to do everything we can, see what happens. But I do think that especially like a week from now, I think that Pebble here will be mature enough and active enough that she will be able to keep up with these boys really well, and she may just be able to live with them all the time. Even though I'm giving them their first introduction right now, that she just came in here. Um, I'm not going to leave her in here. She's definitely not mature enough to keep up with them yet. But I think soon she will be. So at any rate, we're we aren't just trying one thing here. We are trying everything here. We're gonna attack this from every angle at the same time and see if anything ends up working. Um, so that's it in a nutshell. So to bring it back around, Brooke probably is not going to be hanging out with Pebble anytime in the near future, but we're going to keep trying every day. Probably a few times a day, and that brings me back to my point of, if somebody adopts Brooke, it makes that easier on us because Brooke can go home right away. Excuse me. Where if you adopt Pebble, that's also cool, and I hope somebody applies to adopt Pebble. But if you do adopt Pebble, she's not going to be able to go home with you for a few months until she's old enough and spayed and all that stuff. It's going to be a little while. So yeah, so that's basically it. I guess there's not much else for me to say about it. I want Fern, come here. You're Pebble sized. I want you to be the one to come over here and hang out with Pebble a little more. Come here. Come here, Fern. Oh, I should mention also, just because we're in here and talking, that, like I said, these guys went to the vet yesterday just for the first sort of checkup to see how they were doing. And one of the things that I mentioned that the vet did was give them a prophylactic dewormer, not thinking that they had worms necessarily, but just to give them some dewormer. And it turns out they do have worms, and I know this because there were like full adult worms in their poops last night, which is good. It's good that we gave them the dewormer and that it's having an effect right away. We like that. So just thought I'd mention that. Problem, crisis averted, I guess. It's happening anyway. So that's good. Um, let's see. What else did I want to say? There was some other stuff I wanted to tell you guys about, but yeah, you guys are the same size, so you should be okay to play around a little bit. See little Pebbles getting a little bold and bitey. I see you got a little bit of litter on your foot from just having come from the litter box, though. Oops, I don't need to show everybody that. I don't have a wipe at hand. It's just a tiny bit of litter, but I still want to clean that up. Gosh, there was something else, and now it's slipping my mind. It's just a little bit of dry litter. I can just wipe this off with my hand. I can wash my hand later. Don't worry, folks. I do wash my hands. I promise. Um, oh, I know what I was going to say. Somebody in the chat a minute ago made a comment, and it's already gone, so I don't know who said it, but made a comment about um, using some kind of a kitten sling or a kitten carrier to carry Pebble around with me all day. I think first off, I think that's a really fun idea, and there's so many times that I want. Oh, you said the hoodie, the hoodie, the kitten hoodie. So I want to talk about that for a minute. I hope you guys don't mind if I do. And I'll keep showing you these kittens. And if you don't want to hear me talk about the kitten hoodie and carrying kittens around, then turn your volume down and just watch the kittens, right? Um, so, first off, DJ has one of those kitten hoodies that she loves wearing when she has a little kitten to carry around. And it is adorable. And if you have watched us for a long time, you've seen it. You've seen her carrying her favorite kittens in it. And it's just the cutest, cutest thing. They don't make those for boys. They don't. I've looked. There's no such thing as a kitten hoodie for a man to wear. They do make them in large sizes, and someone bought me one in a large size that theoretically would fit a guy, and it doesn't fit very well because the wrists and the collar are too tight, even though the rest of it is very large, right? So it fits okay though. These days, especially, I've lost some weight and I tried it on a few weeks ago, and it actually fit me well enough to wear. But I'm not in love with it. But it's all right. It's not bad. I wish that somebody would make one that was actually made for guys. Why don't they? Um, I see that she's getting a little playful now, and that's pretty fun. That said, I do. We have a kitten sling, which if you just look online for a kitten sling, there's basically one design that's under 100,000 different names. We have that, and I tried that this morning, and I always try. I've tried this thing 100 times. I've tried it with 20 different kittens, the kitten sling, and it never works very well. It's not a good solution. First off, it doesn't fit right, and I always am afraid that the cat's just going to fall out. But then even if they don't just fall out, the top of it's so flimsy that they're just climbing out of it constantly, whether they mean to or not. It's just not great. It's not a great solution. Uh, when I had Flip, and I wanted to carry Flip around, I went online and started searching to see if there were any new solutions to this problem that I really liked. And I found a whole bunch of little dog carriers of various types. I found one that was a front sling, like a backpack you wear on your front to carry a dog in. And I found some that are slings, like that you wear over your shoulder to carry a dog around, and it's a small dog. And I bought a couple of them to try out, and I don't like them either. I tried one on this morning to put Pebble in again, and I don't like it. One reason is that they don't close all the way. They expect you to have a dog that has a collar on, and you clip their collar in there, and then it's got a hole for the dog to just hang his head out of. Well, in our case, that hole for the dog's head is big enough for a kitten to just climb right out of, and it doesn't work very well. And then that's the only hole in the carrier, is that one. So there's no place for the cat to look out except for this hole they can just climb out, and that's not cool. It just doesn't work. Now, to be fair, I haven't actually tried the dog front facing backpack, front pack, I guess is what you'd call a front facing one, a front pack. I haven't tried it yet, but it's got the same basic problem of there's only one big opening on top and it doesn't close. It's made for the dog to hang his head out of, and again, it's made for you to clip onto his collar so he doesn't jump out and he just sits in there like a basket. Not great. We also have a very tiny cat carrier that if you were at KACon, you saw Jubal in it, right? It's a very cute, adorable little cat carrier that you can carry over your shoulder. And that would be cool, except it gets banged around too much because it just hangs, and I just she'd be banging around everywhere. So the whole bottom line is I have not found a good way yet to carry a kitten with me all day. There's no perfect solution for me yet. But I've had my mind on it, and I'm thinking, like a whole bunch of people have said in the chat, I might just have to make my own. I'm not entirely unable to do things like that. I have a lot of experience sewing. I have a lot of experience in desktop manufacturing. And if I come up with something that I like, I'll eventually build it. And in the meantime, I might even be able to do something on like a temporary, like take one of the ones that I kind of like but has a problem and just try to fix that problem and see if I can come up with something that is workable. So I haven't given up, but the real point is that I haven't found anything that I can just buy that I think is a good solution. And I know for sure that that's true because I bought a ton of things to try to solve it. Um, Although I have to tell you one more thing. Just this morning, I was really bothered by this problem again, and I went on Amazon and I found a guinea pig carrier that is on a sling that I think is adorable. And so I am going to, I already did actually, I ordered it. It's going to turn up tomorrow. And I think a guinea pig carrier is just about the right size for one of these kittens, maybe. Or it may just be another bust. And, I get it and it's still not any good for me. So we will see. And after that, then I really, really give up. And we're just going to have to see if I can make one myself. I see people saying that they've made ones by folding up an apron or a shirt or something. And are you pooping? Are you making a poop announcement? Because you do need to poop. Let's just try you in the big kid litter box for a second. Oh, that was a poop, and I didn't make it in time. It just fell out right there. Oh, I'm so sorry to show you guys that. I gotta clean this up. Oh, man. We almost made it for that lesson. That did not work. I was so close, though. I was so close. In fact, I got it on the cardboard outside of the litter box. But okay, I'm going to have to clean her up. Thanks for listening to me talk. I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. I hope you saw enough kittens and that this close-up was good enough. But I got to go. I got to take care of this poop situation. So thanks so much. See you guys later. Bye-bye.